proactive. Michael's number 8 speech, and I think I've heard a previous speech of yours before in one of my other visits here. Michael is a dynamic presenter, very good at what he's doing, and I imagine this comes into play with probably your career or your profession. Today we're talking about visual aids. Michael mastered the visual aids. He's very comfortable with it. He showed very dynamic pictures of hurricanes, the seas, other things, and he could have gone on for probably an hour and a half with little titles, little things I wanted him to talk about, like what's Saffir-Simpson. And one of the problems in hitting a lot of these topics is you've opened a bunch of rabbit trails where people could say, well, what is this, what is that? There was another question, one of my favorites on hurricanes is, what is a storm surge? This gets by a lot of people, but if you've never seen a storm surge, it's hard to explain, but it's very deadly, or can be very deadly and devastating to property people. But again, we're talking about his presentation, and we're talking about his use of the visual aids. He knew exactly what was coming. Did you design these yourself? Okay. The one thing that was a little funny, he had some animation which takes your attention away, or at least took my attention away from what he was saying. So it's okay to have the animation if you shut up and let people watch it. But he was talking while this is going on, and I found that a little bit disturbing. The timing would have been better. There's nothing wrong with this if that's really what you want. It gives you a break. That was a ding. It gives you the break so that people see this, or we want to break it up, and that's the whole point of the visual aids. I always have trouble reading what I'm writing. The one thing that I would criticize was you talked about this earthquake, and at first I thought he was going to talk about Haiti because that's on everybody's mind. But then you didn't say where this was. You just said it was your own experience. That kind of left me wondering. I don't know. I'm from Florida, so I have no idea what earthquakes are about. But you said he would have died, and then he smiled, and I thought, dying is not a happy thing. Try to avoid that if you can. The wrap up with Kennedy, I was trying to figure out, what was I saying here? You talked about John F. Kennedy asked not which country could do for you. A very unusual way to talk about being proactive, but effective. So I really marveled at your use of this one phrase, which we're all familiar with, to get your point across. All in all, great speech, and we'll look forward to your others.
Thank you, Rick.